right? We try to teach people on financial education in the United Kingdom, type of people that we're targeting, and we're trying to educate the youth or the middle aged, whatever. If you're here, please check the descriptions to help you out, because literally I've put down all the links to everything that you need so you can get started straight away. So like, you don't click off this video, you're going to go to the description and you're going to fix your credit score step by step. That's all I'm asking you to do. I'm just asking you to help yourself here, please. First thing to do, like and subscribe. Boom, that's out of the way. Questions just on this banner in it, like, oh no, this card thing, that card thing right here. I'm gonna be asking questions there, so it just allows me to get to know what type of audience I'm reaching to. I want to know your opinions on certain things, so I just ask random questions so I can get opinions on certain things. See, my knowledge, my background, I got a credit card at 17. Right now, I've got like 16k in the bank. My credit score has been good and excellent for the majority of the time. There's been ups and downs in it, but majority of the time it's been good and excellent, and this is how I have had it good and excellent. Check the description. If you do click off this video, you're going to click off this video whilst you have checked the description. Like, you're going to check the description to look at me, I'm the captain now. You are going to check the description today for you, just to help you. Chances are, if you're here, you've seen your credit score and it's poor, bad, or just not good, or not in the excellent zone. This could be on either one of the three main credit bureau agencies, and there's three. There's Transunion, there's Equifax, and there's Experian. These are the credit bureau agencies. So these are the people that hold the information that allows to make a report, and due to the report that they make on you, they can make a credit score. Transunion used to be also called core credit. You can get your credit scores for free. Like, if you're paying for your credit score, you don't need to pay for your credit score. TransUnion, you get your credit score from Credit Karma and Total Money. For Equifax, you get your credit score from ClearScore. Experian, you get your credit score from Experian, because they hold their own information. They've got their own criteria. Boom. Each and every single one of these credit score, they're independent of each other, so they'll determine your credit score differently, and they've also got like different criteria, so different score ranges. As you can see, Experian has a score range out of this, ClearScore have a score range out of this, Total Money have a score range out of this. They're independent from each other because they've got their own criteria. But they have a version that you could pay for, which gives you like more in-depth knowledge and like a daily update to your credit score. But these guys usually get information 4 weeks prior to whatever you've done. By the way, you go home today and you do everything that I've told you to do, it's going to take 4 weeks minimum for anything to update, because these credit bureaus receive the information 4 weeks later. So let me tell you how you get to the green side. Your credit score is made out of 35% this, 30% this, 10% this, 15% this, and 10% this. Your utilization is defined as the amount of credit you have been used compared with how much credit you have been extended by a lender. So if you had a credit card, and let's say this credit card had a £200 limit on it, if you used £20 of that £200 limit that you were given, you would be using 10%. And your utilization is calculated by this: 20, which is how much you've used, over total credit limit, which is how much is there in your limit, times by 100, and then you get your 10%, or however much your utilization is. That's how you calculate your utilization. Usually through the apps, they'll calculate your utilization for you, but obviously they're a bit slow. They say they want you to have a utilization of under 30% or under 50%. Keep it as low as possible for maximum effect. As in, if you already have a credit card right now and you want your score to increase dramatically, pay off your credit cards right now. I promise you, your credit is like your credit score will it will go up. It will definitely go up. I don't know by how much, but it definitely go up. Oh yeah, by the way, I am not a financial advisor. I just want to give you my help and my insights into what helps. It's also made out of your payment history. So I really advise you, you have to. You ain't got no choice. Like, this is my opinion. You ain't got no choice. Pay your credit cards off on time. All the time, pay them off, because you came to an agreement with that person that every single time at this month you give them a minimum payment of this. Pay everything off on time, everything on time, everything. Make sure it's off, paid in full, paid in full on time. That's what I'm saying. You give them more than a minimum payment of this every single time at this time of the month. and you've not really, if you have any missed payments or whatever, there are ways and techniques for you to get these off your credit report. First of all, you can call the bank or whoever said that you've got a missed payment. You can try to discuss it with them why the payment is being missed, and then try to talk it off so they can like take it off. I've done that multiple times. There was 1 month where I missed due to the fact like it was around Christmas time and I wasn't really paying attention, and I didn't have access to my account that had money. I got 2 separate accounts, so that led to me missing a payment. But I like legit the next day, that instantly I paid that, called them up, I said, guys, this is what happened, what's going on. They're like, oh, don't worry about it, it doesn't really matter because of done that. Call the banks. That's what I'm telling you to do. There's different types of credits. If you're utilizing a lot of type of credit bureau agencies tend to look at you like, oh, you can handle your money, you can handle all this type of like debt, because you got loans, car loans, phone contracts, you've got credit cards, like all these types of different types of credit. Your credit history, so how long you've had your credit cards or a certain loan, so that is a factor that plays a part. So that's calculated by however many cards or loans you've got, divided by however long they've been active for. By the way, these aren't the only reason for your credit score to increase. There are more side factors that significantly affect your credit score. Number 1, step 1 is to log into all these accounts: Experian, ClearScore, and Totally Money or Credit Karma. Whichever one for Totally Money or Credit Karma, due to the fact that they get the information from the same person and their score is almost virtually the same, but obviously they'll calculate it slightly different. Once you log in, they will give you your score, or they might not give you your score if you've got no credit history. Don't worry, if you've got no score, you still have to follow the steps I'm about to tell you if they're not giving you a score. But if they're not giving you a report either, you still have to follow the steps I'm telling you. So you log in, and your information such as your active cards, money borrowed, your addresses that you've lived at, your previous addresses, all that information is going to be there. So I want you to, the first thing to do is check if your information is correct. You need to check if the information that they've got is banging and it makes sense. Do you understand? Because you have to take responsibility of whatever's going on. So if there's any information that is wrong, and say like, let's say the address that you live at is wrong, or you've got a card that's open that you don't have open, or like you have a card that's closed which is actually open, like, or like any type of information that is wrong, you have to correct it. Find a way to correct it like immediately. If the information is wrong, such as even a little bit, call them up to fix it as soon as possible. You can call these guys up and fix any information. Like, these guys are on, like, they're on job, like they're getting paid to do a job, and they will fix it if you tell them it's wrong. And 90% of the time, here's a fact. Yeah, there's a fact. It's a financial part. Oh yeah, if you have any financial partners or associations, they can mess up your score big time, like significantly in a bad way, and they don't, for some reason, it's not really, doesn't really have a positive effect, so the other way around, but mainly just a negative effect. So if you have any financial partners that are linked to your account or linked to you, get them gone as soon as possible. Like, just get rid of them. Call them up and say, yeah, this financial partner of mine is not really a financial partner, I don't want them to be a financial partner anymore. Or like, talk to them about it. They'll give you a step-by-step method and they will get them gone. My friend had his mom as a financial partner, and due to the fact that he had his mom as a financial partner, his credit score was significantly reduced, and you couldn't really apply for credit. A step after this, which should be happening whilst you're on the site, is to get on the electoral. Being on the electoral, it means that you're registered to vote. You don't have to vote, you don't have to do anything, it just means you have to be registered to vote. The reason to be on the electoral is it can prevent fraud. If you are not on the electoral, you are highly likely not going to be able to get credit, or it's going to be significantly harder for you to be able to get credit. I promise, if you ain't on the electoral, boy, you are going to find it difficult to borrow money or like get a loan from anyone. The reason why they want you to be on the electoral is because it's to make sure like you are who you say you are. I am who I say I am. Like, it's to make sure that you are who you say you are, and legit just to prevent fraud. So now the mistakes and basics are done, you got a clear foundation to work on. But you need credit of some sort to have a proper credit report, an extensive one. If you want to see an accurate score, major factor would be searches. There's 2 different types of searches. There's hard searches and there's soft searches. A search, a lender conducts, basically look at your credit report and your credit file, and then they determine whether you match their criteria to be able to be borrowed money. Search means it has a major impact on your credit score negatively, due to the fact that they look deeper into it. A soft search, it doesn't really have a major boom. A hard search leaves a bad mark on your report. Too many hard searches on your report at the same time, so too many applications like during this in a short period of time, lead lenders lenders to think that you're wanting better credit. Lenders can't see if you've been accepted for that credit or if you've not been accepted for that credit. But because you're applying so much in such a short period of time, you look like you're desperate, and just because of that factor, they won't really give you the money. Because if you're desperate for credit, that just means like you don't really have cash or you're not really responsible. So they'll be like, I'm not gonna lie, hold on, I don't want to give you the money or anything like that. Stop now and take a breather for like a good 4 or 5 months. To prevent hard searches, you can use checks eligibility on apps such as ClearScore. Now that you're on the Electoral, checked for any mistakes and called up the banks to get rid of missed payments. If you have any, those with no credit, I advise you to get a beginner credit card. A credit card is only for those who have self-discipline. Listen, because you have got a credit card doesn't mean you have money. You don't have the money. The money is not yours. It's the bank's. It's the bank's money. Okay, it's not yours. Say again, it's the bank's money. So at the end of the day, you are going to have to pay that off. You understand? You're gonna have to pay that off. That money is owed, and interest is wasteful money. Like, you don't want to pay interest. So this is my advice for those that are disciplined. I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just talking from my experience. I started off with Vanquish, but I wish I started off with Aqua. The reason being is it's much harder to increase your credit limit on Vanquish than it is on Aqua. Likely to obtain one if you have bad credit due to cards specifically for people with bad credit. My top 3 first cards, the links are going to be in the description if you want to apply straight away. I tell you, like, the links for everything are going to be in the description, so you've got no excuses to be like, oh, I don't want to improve my credit. Due to websites, to my 3 first credit cards in the UK. Now you got a credit card, your goal will be to pay in full every month and only use less than 10%. This is going to be less than 10% for dramatic effect, and 1% of your limit for the biggest, and pay them in full. The video when it comes to credit cards and like how all that goes. Remember what I said about missed payments and utilization. So when it comes to a credit card, no matter what you do, make sure you pay your minimum just in case anything goes in a pickle. I prefer if you guys pay them full. Obviously there's 2 types of days: there's statement days, there's due days. Credit cards goes into like a bit more in depth than what's going on now, but I'll get into all of that in future videos. So like and subscribe if you want me to help you guys out on your journey. Getting something in your name is a large, such as a phone bill. These types of bills right here are beneficial for your credit due to you guys have a contract and actually borrowed money from the companies. Things that won't have an impact would be gym membership, Netflix, and like subscription on Amazon. Because like, you're not really borrowing the money. It's like you've not borrowed money from them. You just said, oh yeah, for Netflix I pay monthly, but you don't have a contract or anything. So like stuff like that doesn't impact your score. But let's say you took like a mini loan, or you have a phone bill and you have a contract on your phone for 2 years. That's a contract for 2 years. So if you miss a payment, you're going against what you said you was going to do. Close any unused current accounts or credit account, or settling any credit accounts. This will have a positive impact on your credit. Boom. This video has a lot of research into it, I'm not gonna lie. So all the facts I'm telling you are correct to what I've read, but do your own research as well. The links are all in the description to help you out, and then I'm gonna probably do like a step-by-step simple or basic method so you guys can start your journey. And to be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you, you've got no excuse. Like and subscribe in it. My comments are down, like leave some comments, see if I've actually gave you some like proper advice and whatever. I didn't tell you about myself, but me, I've got American Express, Aqua card, Vanquish card, and those are my 3 credit cards. I've also got a PayPal credit, and I've got like an overdraft on my HSBC card. That's what I've got. So in total, in credit, I've got like 16,000 or so credit.